I would like to tell the Senegalese people, each and every one of them, wherever they are, that this project is theirs, and that everyone will have to give the best of themselves, so that we achieve the objectives that we have set for ourselves, for Senegal, and not for President Bassirou Faye. It is equally important that we promote actions revolving around citizenship and collective participation. As demonstrated over the past few days by the formidable Senegalese youth, who did the selfless actions of cleaning the streets of different cities of Senegal. So, I thank President Bassirou Faye, once again, testifying and guaranteeing him, not just my loyalty but also my dedication. In any case, as the head of the team that we are going to form, I guarantee that we will give everything we have, and we will spare no effort to achieve the objectives that we have promised to the Senegalese people. That is to say, happiness, progress, and definitive change in the right direction.
So like we all know, Senegal has a new president, Bassirou Faye, and he is, I think, just 42 years old. So for an African leader, that is like super young. I think he is the second youngest leader in Africa after Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. And this has been like a fresh air on the continent, because we have had like very old leaders in the continent. These leaders have been there for donkey years. So it's always nice to see someone fresh come in and they kind of like change the scene. And also his prime minister is also someone who is very young. I think Sonko. And the Sonko has been a very influential person in Senegal. In fact, he is way more popular than even Faye. But let's listen to what Sonko had to say, and then we shall share our thoughts and opinion about it.
I would therefore like, in his name, and in the name of all those who worked alongside him, to thank the Senegalese people for this trust. I would then like to extend my warm congratulations to the President of the Republic, His Excellency, Mr. Bassirou Faye, to wish him every success in the certainly exhilarating, but extremely delicate mission that awaits him. And it is in this regard that I express my confidence and appreciation for the trust that he placed in me by appointing me to the responsibility of the Prime Minister of the Government of Senegal, that is to say, the public authority which is responsible for coordination and conduct of the nation's policies in accordance with the Constitution of Senegal. It is a heavy responsibility, since it will be a matter of coordinating these functions and handling the teams who will have to work hard to achieve the objectives that we have set within the effective framework of the policies of the nation, which from now on revolves around our program. A program that we jointly developed, that we jointly presented to the Senegalese people, and that we defended together. A program which entitles a sovereign, just and prosperous Senegal, and thus, it is a responsibility that I appreciate. I said last time, during the rally that closed our campaigns, that we will all work to help President Bassirou Faye, if elected, and that there will be no question of leaving him alone to assume this heavy responsibility.
So I just have to say that seeing these two guys at the head of Senegal gives me a lot of confidence and hope for a better tomorrow. I believe that things will change. It might take some time, right? It might take some time for them to like unwrap everything that has been ongoing in Senegal, but there is hope that things will change. That's why I have always said that we, the young people, must get involved, not just in politics, but we can also get involved in other things that would help educate fellow Africans, because we cannot just sit back and complain about the elderly people taking everything from us. They keep on telling us that we are the future of tomorrow, but they never let us actually take our full responsibility. We have got to do that by ourselves, because if we keep on waiting on them to give us the chance to kind of like prove ourselves, they will never give us. They will never give us. So we have to take the proactive steps. We have to do that. For example, we have the leader of Burkina Faso. He's just about 37 years old. Really, really young guy. Really young. And I believe he's going to do great things for the people in Burkina Faso. Likewise, now the one in Senegal, who is just 42 or 43. So we can see that we all have to be proactive. Now, there's one thing I always tell people when leaders like this come in, that I understand that power can be very, very corrupting. And the absolute power corrupt absolutely. So we all have to be very watchful. We all have to pay close attention. We all have to hold them accountable if they do not deliver on what they promise. Because making promises is one thing, and fulfilling those promises is a totally different thing. We have seen politicians in Africa that have come up and they have made a lot of promises when they were campaigning for one electoral office or the other. And when they got in, they totally neglected us. They totally abandoned us. And they didn't do what they promised they would do. So everyone is now watching Faye and Sonko very closely. Everyone is now waiting to see what they will do, if they will actually do what they promised to do. And if they do not, they will just be kicked out like their predecessors. That's just but simple. And there's one thing that is very, very good about Senegal that I would hope that other African countries can kind of like copy, is that Senegalese do not take this thing lying low. If any person that comes in who is not going to do the job, who is not going to treat them well, who is not going to respect the constitution and the people, Senegalese would protest. They would not sit there and watch anyone come in and take them for granted. If Africans can all have this knowledge that if a leader comes in and he or she is not willing to do what the people want, they will be kicked out. If African countries or if Africans themselves can understand this and can be able or willing to practice this, I think their leaders are going to be doing the right thing, because they will understand that the people are very serious, and if the leaders do not do what the people want, it's just a matter of time before they will be kicked out. But you guys out there, after hearing what Sonko said, what is your take about it? Do you think that he and his friend Faye will be able to deliver on what they have promised? Do you think that because of their youth, a lot of things will change in Senegal? Please share that thought with us in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say.